Hi, boys and girls. I hope everybody had an amazing weekend and that you were able to get outside and spend so much time just enjoying the nice weather. I was able to get some flowers planted and to just read and relax, and it was great to feel the sunshine. Don't you agree? Well, I'm going to take you through a video. Now, this video is different than the other videos that I've done for you before. So in the old videos that I've done with you, I've been reviewing things that we learned when we were in school together. So we've been doing things like building words and reading words and solving addition and subtraction problems. And those are all things that we did together in the classroom. Well, we as teachers just found out that we're able to start teaching you some new things that we've never taught you before. So the videos that I'm going to do from here on are going to be new material, new concepts. And it's going to be really important, boys and girls, really important that you listen and pay attention, and that if I ask you to do something in my video, that you give it a try, okay? Because I'm going to try to teach you some new things that maybe you don't know about, maybe you haven't learned before. And if you want to follow along with me, it's going to help you to get a little bit stronger and to be a little bit more ready for first grade, okay? So for this video, you don't need a paper, you don't need a pencil. I just need you to listen and watch what I'm doing. And there's a challenge at the end that I would love for you to try, okay? All right, so let me share my screen with you. One of the things in math that we did not get to, I think maybe it's chapter 11. I think it's chapter 11, is measurement. So when we teach measurement, we think about how long something is or how tall something is. And those things can be a little bit confusing. So let me take this out because I want you to be able to see me. We'll go back to that in a minute. So if you get confused with long, tall, short, think about this. So your grandparents or your aunt or your uncle or someone comes over to your house and they haven't seen you for a little while and they make a comment about how big you've gotten. Now, would they say to you, "Oh my gosh, you've gotten so long"? Or would they say, "Oh my gosh, you've gotten so tall"? So when we think of things as being tall and short, it's like how we grow higher and higher. And if we think of things being long or short, think about a snake. Snakes can be long, snakes can be short. So in measurement, a lot of times we use things like rulers and scales and yardsticks and things like that. Maybe mom and dad have a tape measure at home, and when you want to measure something and you want to see how many inches it is or how many centimeters or how many feet, we use those types of tools, rulers, yardsticks, things like that. But in kindergarten, we use some different tools. And the measurement that we do is called non-standard measurement. Standard measurement are those things like a ruler. If I have a ruler and you have a ruler, our rulers are going to be the same. It is a standard measurement. 1 foot is always 12 inches. At my house, at your friend's house, that's just a standard measurement. But we do something in kindergarten called non-standard measurement. That means that we use different measurement tools that are not always going to be the same. If I wanted to measure using this pencil, well, look at this. Look at this pencil and look at this pencil. Are those the same? No. So if I wanted to measure and see how tall my mouse pad is with this pencil, it's not going to be the same with this pencil. And if you did it with pencils at your house, it wouldn't be the same. This is a non-standard measurement tool. Something else you can use for non-standard measurement are, can you see that? Paper clips. So I could measure how tall is this pen using paper clips. Are all paper clips this same size? Do we have a paper clip in our classroom, our 100 paper clip, that's much bigger than this one? Yeah, so if I measured this pen with that 100 paper clip at school, is it going to be the same as this one? No, it's a non-standard measurement tool. Okay, so I'm going to be teaching you some non-standard measurements. Okay, we're going to go through that in this video, and then when we work together in some small groups later this week, we're going to do some more with non-standard measurement. Okay, all right, so now I'll really share my screen with you, and we'll go through this together. Okay, so it says non-standard units, any item that can be used to measure something. Paper clips, blocks, finger spaces, hand spans, your own foot. At school, we would, if we were at school and we were doing this chapter in math, we would be using cube trains a lot. We'd be using cubes and we'd be using links to do non-standard measurement. So if you look at this pencil here, we're measuring this pencil with blocks and with paper clips. This pencil is 15 blocks long. This pencil is 6 paper clips long. Now, if you were measuring that pencil with my ruler and your ruler, it would be exactly the same. But if you use different types of non-standard measurement tools, like blocks and paper clips, might not be the same. This bar is 6 hand spans long. And you can see this green bar here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hands fit on it. But if we measure that same bar with shoes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So blocks, clips, hands, shoes, those are all ways to measure things with a non-standard tool. Okay? All right, let's go to the next slide. Non-standard length units can be anything you find to measure objects. So you can use feet. How many feet long is the bath? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many cans tall is Marvin? So we used feet and we used cans here for non-standard measurement. Now, here's an important rule. The unit of measurement we choose must be the same. You can't mix two together. So you can't mix feet and hands together. I couldn't mix clips and Post-it notes together to measure how tall this pencil is. That's just not what we do. So if I want to measure this pencil, I could just do Post-it notes. I could just do clips. We could do feet or cans, but you can't mix them together, okay? Here are some other ideas of things that you can use to do non-standard measurement. You can use a piece of long string. You can use hairpins. If mom has some hairpins. Straws are a great non-standard measurement tool. Pencils, erasers, paper clips. And I bet at home you have other things you could use. You could use a piece of spaghetti. You could use a piece of cereal. You could use a toy car or a doll. Anything. You can use anything you want as a non-standard measurement tool. But remember, you can't do a toy car, a paper clip, a straw, a Post-it note, and measure something. It has to be all the same. So I made some slides here, and we're going to measure some different pictures with the non-standard tool that I made, and I made a cube train. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how tall this apple is. Now I want you to notice that when I measure this apple, I'm putting my cube train and my apple, they are starting at the same place. And if I want, I can do this just to make sure. Whoops. You would see in our math book, and if you go onto Think Central, you can see this, that usually when we're measuring, there's some sort of a line, and let's just get that line right here. There's some sort of a line, and that line is there to make sure that you start your two items, your measurement tool and the item you're measuring, at the same place. So if I want to measure this apple is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5. Now, it's not perfect because remember, this is a non-standard measurement tool. If I was measuring this apple with a ruler, I could get it exact, but it's not exact. You see that? It's a little bit off. That's okay because we're using a non-standard measurement tool. So this apple, again, is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes tall. Remember, tall is this way. Watch what happens if my apple and my cube train do not start in the same place. Let's see, I want to get rid of this line here. Oops, wrong one. Oh, we can just move it out of the way. Maybe. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Watch what happens if this apple is here and the cube train's down here. And now I want to measure and see about how tall the apple is. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's about 8. They have to start at the same place. So if you go to Think Central and you look at the measurement chapter, you will see that line. If we're measuring how tall something is, that line will be here at the bottom so that both things start at the same place. If we're measuring how long something is, that line's going to be over on the side. Now, think about if you and your brother or your sister or your friend, you want to see who's taller. Well, is it fair if you're up on your tiptoes and your friend is on their flat feet? You're not starting at the same place. So when you measure something, your tool that you're using and the item have to start at the same place. All right. Let's see about how tall this star is. I'm going to move this star closer so I can really see. And remember, I want them to start about at the same place there. This star is about 1, 2 cubes tall. Here's a triangle here. I'm going to measure and see how long this triangle is. Now, can I keep my cube train here and my triangle here and see how long it is? I need to move this cube train and I need to turn it on its side like this and scoot it over like this. And now let's make sure this, I can rest that right there. See how they're starting at the same place? Now I can measure and see about how long my triangle is. My triangle is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks long, okay? And notice they started at the same place. In your math book, in Think Central, there would be a line and it would be going just like, let's see, why can't I see my line? Oh, okay, I know why. I know why, because I did something I put a little box there. But if you look, you see the line right there. All right, let's see about how long is this T-Rex. So we're going to measure from his tail all the way to his nose. Again, here's my non-standard tool that I'm using. I cannot measure to see how long he is if my tool is straight up and down like that. I need to turn it like that. And turn you a little bit more. There we go, and scoot it over. Now if I go like this, can I see how long he is? No, I cannot. I'm going to move this over. Let's see. Okay, about there. And now I can measure and see about how long it is. Remember, it's not exact because we're not using a standard tool. We're not using a ruler. We're using cubes. So this T-Rex is about 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe you could even say 4.5 cubes long. So here's your challenge. Okay, this is something I really want you to try at home. Choose a non-standard measurement tool. I told you some of those things that you could use: toy cars, dolls, spaghetti, cereal, straws, paper clips, your hands, your feet. Pick a non-standard tool, and I want you to measure a few things for me. Ready? How long is your foot? So if I were measuring my foot and I was using a pencil, I'd put this pencil on the ground and I'd start my foot right with the pencil and I'd see about how long is my foot. Is it 1 pencil long? 2 pencils long? I could do the same thing with a little Post-it note. How many Post-it notes long is my foot? Try this. How long is your favorite toy? Go and find your most favorite toy and use a non-standard measurement tool to see how long it is. Okay, so remember, long. Now, how tall is your bed? How tall is your bed? Measure it. How tall is your couch? Now, please do not go and get mom and dad's tape measure. Do not go and find a ruler. I do not want you to use standard measurement. I want you to find something that you can use that is different and measure these things for me, okay? This is your challenge. Now remember, this is new. This is something we would be doing right about now if we were together in school. And it is a lot of fun. And I know I can't be with you for us to be able to do it together, but you can do it on your own and you can still have a lot of fun with it, okay? So I'm really excited to see how long is your foot, how long is your favorite toy, how tall is your bed, how tall is your couch. Now, if you want to measure your feet in Post-it notes and then measure your bed with pencils, you can do that. You just can't do 2 different ones to measure the same thing, okay? So if you have questions or you're confused or you need some extra help, ask mom and dad to send me an email or write me a note. Ask mom and dad to take a picture of it, send it to me, okay? This is new stuff and it could be a little bit tricky for you. And if it's a little tricky, that's okay. We're gonna work on this in our small group this week. And so if you have questions, send them my way. We will meet and we'll talk about this later on in the week. But I hope that you have some fun measuring some things around your house, okay? All right, be good. Take care.